The solution of an Adriatic Lake project. European and Italian economic geopolitics combined with security geopolitics. The most vulnerable site of the EU, considering a robust security presence on the Ukrainian Baltic front, is the Western and Eastern Balkan area, because it is not well integrated and therefore exposed to Eurodivergent actions, either local or driven by external influence. This problem is well known and has pushed the EU to plan the inclusion of the remaining Western Balkan areas still outside. But this process of Euroconvergence, noting the outcome of the recent EU Western Balkans summit in Montenegro, appears too slow and should be accelerated as well as innovated. The reason for this consideration also derives from the analysis of Beijing's strategy aimed at taking/strengthening economic control over Serbia. After the reduction of Chinese and Russian influence over Hungary due to the removal of Orbán from executive power, the result of the long visit of the Serbian president, Vučić, to China must be noted, enormous industrial investments, proportionally, which would in fact make Serbia a Chinese colony, a lever for commercial projection into the rest of Europe. It is unclear how Russian penetration in the Balkans is harmonized with the Chinese one, but it is likely that China's potential for economic and industrial investment could connect with Moscow's expansionary pressure toward the Mediterranean. Although smaller and more manageable, Turkish penetration is detectable in the Balkan Islamic area, part of Albania, Kosovo, and Bosnia. In summary, the risk of instability is increasing, also due to competitive divergences among Europeans, in the southeastern European area. The point, Italy is not managing to raise the stabilization of the Balkans to a higher level among EU priorities, despite trying. Therefore, I suggest exploring a transnational/regional operation with high potential both in security and finance, the Adriatic Lake Project. That is, creating a community with multiple collaborative economic projects among the Adriatic coastal nations already included in the EU and those not yet included, but extending cooperation to landlocked nations such as Hungary, Bosnia, Serbia, Kosovo, North Macedonia, and San Marino, the latter a sovereign microstate, about to sign an agreement with the EU, perhaps the best neutral candidate to host the assembly and governance of the expanded transnational Adriatic community itself. This suggestion was born from a simulation of economic potential. Deeper economic and infrastructural integration, well connected to the European market and beyond, would become a very strong multiplier of industrial and financial wealth. Such an outcome would allow small nations subject to Russian and/or Chinese influence and not yet fully developed to have different and Euro-compatible wealth solutions. Moreover, the potential success of the Adriatic Lake could suggest similar solutions for the Black Sea, for the Eastern Mediterranean, and for the Euro-African connection. Investment finance should move before the states.